I go out spend $100,000 every night, 2-3 nights in a row, 3-4 nights in a row.
BMF boss, the legend Big Meech, has a GoFundMe page.
What?
It was said that this GoFundMe page was set up to assist him in paying his bills since his Welcome Home concert got canceled.
Big Meech's financial troubles are exploding into public view, and Tony Yayo isn't holding back. In a brand new interview, Yayo decided to rip the bandage clean off and reveal exactly why 50 Cent supposedly turned his back on Big Meech. And according to him, it all boils down to one thing: money. From the way Yayo tells it, Meech's legendary fortune from his Black Mafia family days is completely gone. Every last dollar burned through. And it's not just Meech. His son, Lil Meech, has allegedly blown through his share too. Now, to make matters even worse, 50 Cent has reportedly put serious distance between himself and the entire family. Yayo claims 50 has gone so far as to even threaten to pull the plug on the hit BMF TV series, which, let's be real, is one of the only big income streams connected to Meech's name right now. If that's true,
Elliot did my new BMF piece. My old BMF pieces I don't have no more. Elliot charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3-4 hours. My neck started hurting. The lock say Eliante on it. You know, say his name, his signature. They got the 3 big boogers on each side. So ain't no regular Cuban, you know. You might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but you know, it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant costing?
3 just for the pendant. There's some shit like you gotta give my daddy, like when he come home, I gotta keep this forever, like, you know. You can't even go no bigger than this, you know. You don't see no silver or gold, you see straight the water.
it means father and son are basically standing at the edge of a financial cliff with no clear way to bring in steady money. Yayo's take: the family's current money mess is entirely self-inflicted. In his eyes, they have no one to blame but themselves. And the way he tells the story, it's not even a matter of rumors. He claims he heard it straight from Meech's own mouth. So here's how it all came out. Tony Yayo sat down for an interview with Vlad TV, and when the conversation turned to Meech, he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He started by explaining that when Meech got out of prison on October 15th, 2024, Yayo, along with a couple of friends, including rapper Uncle Murda, decided to stop by his house to welcome him home. It was supposed to be a lighthearted visit, but according to Yayo, the vibe turned awkward fast. He says that during their hangout, Meech started venting about his son, Lil Meech. Specifically, Meech allegedly complained that Lil Meech wasn't giving him any money. Yayo paints the scene like this. They're chilling in the backyard, relaxing, and then Meech just drops it, saying something along the lines of, "Yo, Lil Baby ain't give me no money." Now, Yayo admits he was caught off guard. First of all, the name Lil Baby here isn't necessarily about the rapper Lil Baby, but it's how Meech was referring to his own son, as in the younger Meech. And second, according to Yayo, Lil Meech is hardly struggling. He's been seen pulling up in a Ferrari truck, looking fresh and fully loaded. He had the Ferrari truck.
I go out spend $100,000 every night, 2-3 nights in a row, 3-4 nights in a row. Now you got a dudes in the corner watching that want to spend a couple $1 million with you. Right. You see what I'm saying? I got lavish homes, lavish spots all over this mother.
He had 4 pockets full, Yayo says, clearly pointing out the flashy lifestyle. But instead of siding with Meech, Yayo says he couldn't believe what he was hearing. To him, it made no sense for Meech to expect his son to bankroll him. Yayo's mindset was simple. Your son is not obligated to give you anything. That's when Yayo says it clicked for him. Meech's problems weren't because someone else failed him, but because he had mishandled his own money over the years. In Yayo's words, Meech had burned through his BMF fortune instead of investing it, saving it, or setting himself up for long-term stability. And once that money was gone, it was gone. That's why Yayo didn't feel bad. He saw it as the natural consequence of poor financial decisions. Still, Yayo couldn't help but think about the 50-cent angle. He mentions that maybe, just maybe, if 50 had decided to help Meech directly, even in a symbolic way, it could have changed things. From that point, Yayo said, maybe 50 should have brought a bag from Meech. Maybe a watch or something. In other words, some kind of financial gesture, if only for respect and loyalty. But from the way Yayo tells it, that moment never came. And now, the gap between 50 and Meech seems wider than ever. When you piece it all together, Yayo's story paints a picture that's messy, personal, and full of tension. Meech is fresh out of prison, trying to find his footing in a world that's moved on. His son is living large but allegedly not sharing the wealth. And 50 Cent, the one person with the influence to turn things around, is apparently ready to walk away.
BMF boss, the legend Big Meech, has a GoFundMe page.
What?
It was said that this GoFundMe page was set up to assist him in paying his bills since his Welcome Home concert got canceled. The funds from the Welcome Home concert was supposed to go towards his bills, and it was supposed to assist him in paying them off. Now,
from the whole situation, if Yayo's version of events is accurate, the BMF founder's comeback isn't just stalled. It's on life support. And the clock is ticking. Because that's basically what Rick Ross did. And that was the thought at the time. Meech had mentioned it to both Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda. And after hearing it, it was clear he might have either been hoping for some money or had already spent everything he had. He had made a couple million with 50 Cent, so perhaps the relationship between them could have remained good if he had saved some money for his father's release. Still, it's understandable. Being young, wealthy, and inexperienced often leads to poor financial decisions. That was reportedly why Boozy agreed to perform a free Welcome Back Home concert for Meech before it was canceled. It's assumed that not only Boozy but everyone else involved would have done it without charging, because no one expects to bill someone just coming home from prison. If Meech was counting on his son to financially support him, however, he was set up for disappointment. Lil Meech appears to have the same spending habits as his father. According to Yayo, he once spent an incredible $100,000 on Chrome Hearts jeans, owning around 10 pairs in total. This suggests money management is not his strong suit, because if it were, he likely would have helped his father financially. Yayo noted that being young with money is a dangerous combination. He and his peers had experienced it themselves years ago. Back then, they were buying Red Monkey jeans for $1,000 a pair, but now designer clothing prices have tripled. Lil Meech also owns Richard Mille watches and other high-end luxury items. Spending $10,000 on a single pair of jeans might mean wearing them only for a month before moving on to the next. Living in Atlanta plays its part in the spending as well. Being surrounded by other wealthy entertainers, some making millions in just a few months through touring and streaming, encourages a high-spending lifestyle. Add in the city's famous nightlife, places like Magic City and its club scene, and money can vanish quickly. Evidence of these habits was already public in 2023, when Lil Meech appeared on GQ's On the Rocks series, showing off a $500,000 BMF chain. He explained that the Cuban link alone cost $200,000, weighing over a kilo with 3 large stones on each side, and the pendant cost $300,000. He admitted it was so heavy he couldn't wear it longer than 4 hours at a time, and said it was either something he'd keep forever or give to his father upon his release. But the spending isn't limited to jewelry. Lil Meech has openly said he could drop $500,000 in a single night, doing so multiple nights in a row while maintaining lavish homes and expensive properties. The situation worsened when 50 Cent gave Lil Meech a reality check in a since-deleted Instagram post. The post contained text messages from Lil Meech confronting him about recent comments aimed at his father. In the messages, Lil Meech said he was told 50 unfollowed him on Instagram and was now managing Skilla Baby with Rocket, an artist Lil Meech claimed he had introduced to 50. He insisted he had always shown loyalty, would give 50 the shirt off his back, and had never switched up. He also addressed Big Meech's recent connection with Rick Ross, saying it was only because Ross gave his father some money to pay his bills until the next season of BMF started. 50's reply was blunt. "What next season, little ninja?" Implying he could easily recast him in BMF or cancel the show altogether. Many thought this was cold, but 50 seemed to enjoy mocking the family's situation, even posting a fake GoFundMe page for Big Screech with the caption, "Help him pay his $30K a month Airbnb," tagging quality control and claiming it was one of P's properties. Rumors also circulated that Meech had actually set up a real GoFundMe after the Welcome Home concert was canceled in an attempt to cover his bills. While these reports remain unconfirmed, it was said that the concert's funds were intended to help pay off his expenses. Yayo added that when 50 first visited Meech's house after his release, their relationship seemed good. Meech was telling old stories, and they were talking about future plans. But after the Rick Ross situation, things began to deteriorate. Some believe Ross was the main reason for the fallout, but Yayo suggested another factor: the money from the BMF TV deal. 50 made millions from it, while Meech is now broke. Meech, used to being in control, now finds himself in a position where 50 holds all the power, which Yayo says makes the situation difficult. In his words, "You were with 50, talking about the future. He made your family money. You'd think there'd be a little more appreciation." Meech is known for being his own boss, and according to Tony Yayo, that independence might be part of the reason he clashed with 50 Cent. Yayo explained to Vlad TV that 50 had gone out of his way to take care of Lil Meech, while his father was serving time in prison, even paying for his acting school and essentially changing the entire trajectory of his life. Yayo told Vlad TV, "When you take Lil Meech and put him in acting school, you're taking him from Detroit to a whole different path. I remember when Lil Meech was rapping and nobody was helping him, then 50 put him in acting school, kept it quiet, and it ended up making him all this money." That's why between 50 Cent and Big Meech, many fans now feel it's easy to see who has played the bigger parental role in Lil Meech's life. 50 even bragged about his mentorship on Instagram, posting, "I think Big Meech was uncomfortable with me and Meech's relationship. I tell Meech not to do substances. He tells him he used to do X like it's cool. I tell him to chill and stop spending all his money. He tells him how much money he blew." According to 50, when things got bad, he was also the one who stepped in and sent Lil Meech to rehab. He wrote, "People don't know I had to send Meech to rehab. Russell Hornsby saw he was high as F on set, throwing up during a weapons test. Then Ian told me the little ninja had whippets in his truck. I didn't even know what whippets were. It's the stuff in BB guns." For context, Meech, or Mimi, is 50's nickname for Lil Meech. 50 has also made it clear that, in his mind, he's done more than enough for the family financially. In another post, he uploaded old footage of Lil Meech with Rick Ross's daughter, Toy Roberts, writing, "Why didn't old boy look out for Meech and send him to acting school? Big Screech, all your people that was out did nothing for him. You came home thinking you're the Black Pablo Escobar and effed him up." He went on to claim, "I helped your family make over $5 million legit dollars. It's not my fault it's all gone." 50 then took direct shots at Big Meech, writing, "You want to shine so bad you're wearing the baby's jewelry. B, give the baby back his jewelry." Some fans believe all of this could have been avoided if Big Meech had simply maintained his relationship with 50. They point out that the two had been set to make BMF movies and spin-offs together, and Meech could have pocketed $30, $40 million in the process. Instead, he posed for a photo with Rick Ross, a longtime rival of 50, which many believe destroyed that opportunity. Commenting on the situation, one industry insider said, "Look at what he did. You sat with Ross. You've got 19 years of being incarcerated that 50 could have turned into 5 seasons of TV and then a movie. That's $30 to $50 million. Now you're standing next to a man who couldn't even keep a concert going. Ross will throw you away in a few weeks." Others see Big Meech's choice to work with his son's boss's rival as an example of how a parent's unresolved issues can damage their child's future. One commentator explained, "Getting out of jail and choosing to work with your son's boss's rival is deliberate. It's a conscious choice. Sometimes an unhealed parent will see the reasons they should be proud of you as reasons to be jealous. Instead of passing the torch to his son, who's on TV, making millions, building a career, Meech tried to relive his own past, and in doing so, risked sabotaging his son's opportunities." They continued, "If someone's only standing next to you to spite someone else, that's not a real bond." And now, not only has Meech mismanaged his own millions, but he's also jeopardized his son's financial future. For his part, Rick Ross recently posted on Instagram that he'd be interested in producing a BMF movie for theaters, suggesting directors like Antoine Fuqua or Quentin Tarantino. But fans remain skeptical, pointing out that Ross had already failed to follow through on the Welcome Home concert for Meech, making him seem unreliable. Whether this partnership with Ross will lead to a genuine comeback or push Big Meech further toward financial ruin remains to be seen. So now the question is Big Meech heading down a darker path, or can he somehow turn things around before it's too late? With burned bridges, money troubles piling up, and an alliance that has everyone talking, the next few moves will decide if this is the start of his comeback or the final slide into financial ruin. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive. And while you're here, go check out this next video. You won't believe the drama waiting for you there.